Ian?
Oh, Dave. Hi.
Why are you startled? You look like the grizzled camp counselor from an 80s horror movie. You're the one who's supposed to know all the ghost stories and tell the campers.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Honestly, I think I look more like a character in one of the haunted ghost stories that you tell around the campfire. This has gotten out of control, and it's also like my beard. For audio listeners, it's 100% gray until like my jaw, and then it's sort of black. It's real weird looking. It's more like I look more like a calico cat than salt and pepper at this point.
Yes. Yeah, there are distinct zones. Yeah. Yeah, you look like a marble countertop. Like yeah.
Real weird distribution, right? Like
yeah. Tell me if this is kind of like what you go through like with facial hair, because like sometimes I'll grow mine out to like a quasi beard, like whatever the F I can even come close to having a beard, right? And it's usually just because it's like I can't even mess with this right now. Like all of the things like is just like falling down, right, in the priority list, right?
I will quite often, like when I am over the hump of something, like if I have a deadline approaching or something like that, I will save shaving until that is done.
Oh, like a little treat.
As like and now I'm rid of this as well.
Okay.
I can like time things with my beard because it grows so fast that I can just like, if I have like a week where I know, then it's like a really satisfying thing when I take it off. Yeah.
Okay. I get that. I think that there's so many times in our lives where it's like there's some freedom in not being able to mess with it. Like that, like you're just thankful, like. And then, like, for me, it gets to a point where it's like, holy shit, I can't take this on my face anymore, you know? Yeah. And you look fantastic with the beard. Like, it suits you.
Well, thanks. I'm not sure about that. But it's past, it's a few days past where I'm aware of it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And that's usually the point where I'm like, okay, this has got to go.
Yep. Yep.
But I've decided to let it grow for like maybe another week.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes. And I'll probably change my mind on that and shave it because it's already starting to drive me crazy. I love this big swirl. I don't know if anyone else gets a big swirl. But
Zoom and enhance.
It's a swirl underneath here, and it's a definite like whirlpool of itchiness down here. Yeah. And it doesn't growing it out. I've always had people tell me, "Well, you got to grow it out longer." That doesn't help.
It just makes it like poke in more. Yeah.
Well, it just means that this part of the swirl just pokes this way more. It just sticks straight out that way.
Yeah. You have like a Jupiter's red dot of facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. My jawline.
Yeah.
Which I'm told I used to have. My jawline.
I don't know. I think that there's like for people that shave their legs, there's probably like some freedom in like letting it go over the winter if there's somebody who like habitually shaves their legs, right? Which has never bothered me when a woman hasn't like shaved their legs or when someone does not shave their legs, you know, like right on, like go for it, you know, like I would absolutely be going through those same cycles that I do with my facial hair, like, you know, if I shaved my leg hair and stuff. Yeah. Like, yeah. But anyway, I just think like,
personal hygiene is a real ebb and flow situation.
Yes. No, you're exactly right. And I think that like we can track that onto like how much we prioritize like some like maintenance on our cars, like some stuff that we have to do. Like, you know, there's times where like we're just like, I can't deal with this right now. You know, like it's not going to like fall apart instantly. So we're going to let it
I sent my boss a text just the other day to say, I am very sorry that my procrastination chickens have come home to roost in this manner.
Oh no. What happened? With your rental cars and stuff?
Just expense reports from months and months ago that I didn't do because procrastination.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It's tough. It's tough. And I think that there's times where as automotive enthusiasts, we recognize when those car choices could be adding to that stress in our lives, right? And I think that those are some of the tough times that we experience, right? Like when your daily driver's down, stuff like that. So, if you're going through a stressful time, we hear you, and we've been there.
And grow your beard out.
Grow your beard out. Yes. Grow your beard out. Let your leg hair effing grow. Yeah. And maybe just change your oil instead, right?
Give yourself a reason to shave,
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Besides talking about your facial hair, nothing else. That's the entire content of the show.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. How does a host unsubscribe? You're asking Tim Apple. I have a podcast that I want to unsubscribe from. How do we make Dave talk to someone else? I've got some garage updates. I saw a thing or two. I think that we have maybe some stuff our friends have seen. I have a tech article that I want to talk about that's kind of weird. And you have a van life thing. We've got a pets and cars update. Yeah. So you pick it. Throw a dart at this. At what's up.
I want to hear a Dave garage update. Right now.
Yes. Okay. Couple things. So, my wife and I had the grandkids over the weekend. And so the 13-year-old, he and I did a bunch of work on the Fiat to kind of prep like live streaming. So like, obviously he's like way into YouTubers and game streaming and all that stuff. So when I told him like that I wanted to like live stream my autocross runs like that, he was fascinated about. And so we worked on like running cables and cameras and kind of setting stuff up. And that's all still a work in progress. But one thing that I did do while we were working on stuff together is I gave him some of our old action cameras, right? Like remember those like old Yees that we had that have been collecting dust forever, right? I gave him a couple of those. And so like he's cooking in his head about like stuff, right? And we'll get back to like that later because you always got to keep stuff even with the kids, right? But another thing I let him do was I think you and I are probably the same, that we have a whole bunch of like nice stickers that we just haven't used for anything yet. Like, like I had like a box of like One Hell of a Town stickers and Cats with Hard Hats and all kinds of stuff. And so I let him put stickers on the Fiat in as long as I couldn't see it. So like he put them on the inside of the gas cap, under the hood, underneath the hatch, like all I let him have free reign on the Milwaukee packouts and my cooler and stuff like that. So so I just let Declan just sticker everything. Yeah. And so working in the garage with a kid, he had never used an Ugga Dugga before. He had never used an electric ratchet before. I taught him about like threading bolts, like, like always start, hand threading, then you do power tool. He had never removed a wheel from a car before. So we pulled off one of the wheels on the Nuggie. He had the Ugga Dugga, all like 12 pounds of him, and it was just, it's awesome to see. He
puts it on and pulls the trigger and he just rotates around the wheel.
Yes. Yeah, he becomes a 13-year-old turbine engine. I've never done that before. I've never like shown a child like car things, and it was a lot of fun, Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Just, they can't be structural. They can't be like, they're not a jack stand. They don't work as jack stand. As long as you know that, I think you're good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we did. He's very fascinated with like switches and stuff like that. So when I told him how to lower the jack, he was like fascinated with lowering the jack. And so when when the car was jacked up, he's like, okay, what if I turn it now? And it's like, no. Like, so then,
Please don't do that.
yeah, yes, the parental, please don't do that. Yeah, which I'm sure you're so well versed in. Yeah. Came up until the jack stand was underneath the car, Yeah. So stuff like that. But yeah. It's that thing, like, fresh eyes, like seeing stuff through a kid's eyes and stuff like that, like what they find interesting about it. Like just the fact that he could like change the colors on my LED gauges, like, stuff like that. Yeah. He was into it. And like, he had OBS up on my laptop and I was like changing the camera and he's like, yeah, that looks good. And so, yeah, so it was cool getting that kind of perspective and stuff on it. Yeah.
Great. Just need to train him and he can be our video editor.
Yeah. When I gave him the cameras, I said, you are going to learn that it is way more easy to take video than to edit and produce video. Yeah. Yep. Because I still have so many hours of us karting and stuff like that, but that's okay. I have it. Yep. But in the interest of keeping everything fair, right? I took the other grandkid to Black and Red, the music store, right?
Oh, Black and Red is great. Yeah. If you're in the Denver area and you've never been to Black and Red, do yourself a favor. It's a great used record and bookstore and games and puzzles and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you want to go to a store where you have to move things to find other things? If you're like us, then the answer is hell yes. Right? Yeah. Then take yourself to Black and Red. But I picked up a few LPs. Do you mind if I show you the LPs or do you want to do this? I don't want to squash your album of the week. So
no. Yeah. Please do.
I picked up a few. Okay. So, I'm a huge, this was a Square Pusher album. I got that just from Square Pusher's website. But here's what I actually bought. I changed my mind. Lyrics Born and the Poets of Rhythm, the Quantum project. This is DJ Shadow and who else was in Quantum initially? Like it was like that DJ Shadow. That was the Tom York Rabbit in Your Headlights.
Yeah.
James Lavelle.
The Uncle stuff?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that was Uncle. This is Quantum was different. But Shadow was associated with this too. I can't remember exactly how.
Yeah, I don't know that record. I'll have to check that out.
Oh yeah, and it's Dan the Automator produced a bunch of stuff for it. The first track is a home run. Cool G Rap just brings it. Fantastic album. Mad Villain, the Fortet remixes, right?
Nice.
We love some Mad Villain on the show.
Love
some Fortet, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here you go. Breeders Pod.
Yes.
Fantastic
absolutely.
Album. Yeah, love the Breeders. And then some fucking weirdo put out an album. Like, have you ever heard of this guy?
Yeah. That's friend of the show, Mike. That's his band, Codename Carter. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I found his album there, and it comes with a free download code too. So thank you, Mike.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I paid money for your album, Mike. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I figured you'd get a kick out of that. Yeah.
That's great.
Right? Yeah. So
was that in the news section?
What's that?
That was a sealed copy?
It's a sealed copy, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Right?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but I took the granddaughter to Black and Red. She's fascinated with like horror movies and like macabre stuff right now. So she got like some old like textbooks about like parasitology and like all kinds of like weird diseases and stuff like that, Yeah. So so picked her up some old textbooks, a Stephen King book, Pet Cemetery, nice. And stuff like that. So she was stoked, Yeah. Got to keep everything even,
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's going to be an argument. You don't want an argument.
No, you do not. Yeah, you don't want to play favorites. So, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, but that's the garage updates. My Fiat now has more stickers in hidden locations, and my toolboxes are properly stickered up. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. The Declan was fascinated with the please don't honk, I'm sensitive sticker, and honk if you feel like crying right now stickers. And I was like, you just can't put those two next to each other. You have to spread them out. And he's like, okay. Like, Yeah, we can't have that much crying in one space.
I
Yeah.
like honk if you feel like crying right now. That's pretty great.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, we did some one hell of a town stickers on the Lemons car, the one that said, "Actually, this is my first rodeo." Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So that's what's been going on cars that I own. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I borrowed a car, well, rented.
Okay.
And by car, I mean van. This last week,
Really?
we decamped. We actually just got back a couple hours ago.
So what do you mean decamped versus going camping?
I just mean decamped, like we left this place
Okay.
for
Okay.
another place. But
Gotcha.
we went camping. We'll use that lightly because we slept in the van. But we rented a van from Duluth, so we drove from here to Duluth, about 2 hours away, and then we drove north from there up to one of our like just favorite places in the world, which is the North Shore of Minnesota. So the north side of Lake Superior in Minnesota is just unbelievably beautiful, and like I'm not well documented my feelings about beaches.
Yes.
There's Lake Superior is there's a big asterisk next to my beaches rant, because Lake Superior there's something very special about it. Like,
Okay.
it's very cold. It's mostly rocky beaches.
Just like you, cold, rocky.
Cold, rocky, very moody, because sometimes the waves get real big, real fast.
Unapproachable.
Unapproachable. Yes. It's hard to get to. Yeah. Definitely. Totally. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it up there. It feels very remote. There's not like a ton of people.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty. It's
Yeah.
unbelievably pretty. We stayed at up by Grand Marais, Minnesota. There's a place called Cascade Falls State
Okay.
Park. So if you look up pictures of that, we stayed there in the van.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's really cool.
So
Yeah.
the water is very brown looking. That's a
Yeah.
natural phenomenon.
Okay.
From basically like it comes from like bogs and stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so like it's all the decomposing stuff. It's tannins in the in the water. that give it
Okay.
that color.
Interesting.
So it looks really, especially in photographs. Even in photographs, it looks even more brown
Yeah.
than it does in person. But it is really cool.
I like that they get in front of it and like that's a known thing. Yeah. Yeah.
There's actually right by, because I know the big picture here.
Yeah.
Right by that, there's a sign that on that platform where that picture was taken from that says, "Why does the water look like root beer?"
Okay. Okay.
Because it's kind of brown and foamy. And
Yeah.
because of it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, and it goes, so that flows down to Lake Superior, and it's just beautiful. And then I brought pictures of the van.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like
okay.
it was like a Ford Transit sort of situation.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we had a tent for the kids to sleep in.
Sure. I like that. Children, you're outside. Mom and dad in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so we had them like, they had a trailer hitch on it, so we were able to just like put the bike rack on it.
Yeah.
There's 2 beds in there, so the kids slept with us sometimes, and sometimes they slept in the tent.
Sure.
No bathroom, but it was just like a little sink.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
It worked really well. It drove super easy.
Okay. Oh, it's
like
a little dually on the back there.
It is a little dually, but it's like a Transit, so
yeah,
it was really easy to drive.
Okay. That's really cool. Okay.
And it's like it was a converted mobility van.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen some of those mobility vans kind of set up where they have like an automatic kind of like lift or crane situation. Yeah, fascinating tech. Yeah. for accessibility like that. That's really cool. And like the chassis can definitely support like some camping stuff for sure. You know, if that's
So
your
I think
base,
they use some of that like weight,
yeah.
carrying ability to like support like big batteries,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because they would run the fridge off the batteries and all that.
Sure.
So yeah, it was perfect for what we were using it for.
Nice. Yeah. You just need a little getaway, heat. Like, are you getting much of the smoke and stuff from the wildfires out that way?
No smoke up here.
Okay.
We were just watching a story about that
Yeah.
before it came down. But yeah, no, it's gotten hot here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been like in the 90s,
Ooh.
but like 3,000% humidity.
Yeah,
right?
that's the kicker, right? Yeah, I'll take 110 here before I take 90 there. Yeah.
But you know, being able to just like go stick your feet in Lake Superior at like 60 degrees,
Yeah.
is pretty great.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
So yeah. And we went over to the Wisconsin side of it last night and did like a beach little campfire on the beach. And it was great. It was really funny because like, so I don't know how much you know about like the Wisconsin versus Minnesota sort of dynamic.
Nothing hit me other than it's got to be there. Yeah.
Here's what you need to know. Every beach we went to in Minnesota, very pristine, very clearly marked trails.
Okay.
In Wisconsin, you go over the border into Wisconsin, and there are liquor stores, fireworks, and then the beaches are just like there's like cigarette butts and broken glass.
Okay.
And we were there on a Tuesday night. There are other people there shooting off fireworks. And it's just like a random Tuesday in July. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got a taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit more because I've always I grew up in this area and stuff, but as an adult you just kind of get a little more sense of the intricacies of the super local flavors. And yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's
it'd be
real
like
apparent.
Right. This would explain like why your parents would never let you run barefoot on certain beaches, but you could on others, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like seeing that kind of stuff like come back as an adult and being able to be like, oh, okay.
Well, and it was really funny. What was really funny is that we had been looking, we had talked about the last night, it would be nice to do a fire on the beach next to Lake Superior.
Sure.
And so I was doing research to figure out like where it was loud and
yep, exactly.
What, because you don't want to like break rules or light something on fire.
Yeah, no, there's always burn restrictions and stuff like that. Like the whole world's on fire right now. Of course that, good on you for looking up.
I mean, up here it's not as big of a deal because everything's wet.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was trying to figure out where it was allowed and where it would be a good place to do it. And I found an article on a Minnesota like news site from a few years ago that was basically like trying to be like, you're not supposed to do it anywhere in Minnesota, but if you go over to Wisconsin, those guys don't give a shit.
Yeah, that article was written in the voice of, I know a guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You could just send him on over to Joe Dirt's yard and you'll be okay. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
It was like somebody heard a rumor about a place where the purge is happening all the time. You just go there. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Just bacchanal, huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, it was super fun. And I get the van life thing. I think we did it for 6 days, and I think that is about the limit.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
How long you want to do it for? Because we left this thing super sandy, super dirty, a little stinky, I think. So it's ready for a good, like, deep clean. So I don't know how people do this for months on end without having,
Right?
exorbitant detailing bills every 3 weeks or whatever. But
I think so. I think so many of them just live in their filth, or they somehow like are just insanely clean and neurotic people. Yeah.
could be, or they
Yeah.
don't have children. That's probably also.
Well, my mind was going there too, and it was like, or they are projecting their neuroses onto the children and subjecting them to that as well. So,
Could
yeah,
be.
yeah, because I think, like, to your point, like that is such a great rental, right?
Mhm.
Like the people that own or kind of like daily drive those, it's a thing, man. That's a thing.
Yeah,
You
I was
know?
thinking about that. It was just like the amount of maintenance and stuff like that, and for that to be, because it's already stressful. Like, it's kind of like the difference between, think about the difference between like working on your fun car versus working on your daily driver,
Right.
the thing that you like rely on to get to work.
Yep.
Those are two very different levels of stress.
Yeah.
Now, add on top of that, it's where you live.
Right. It's your effing house, homie. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Right.
Right?
You would never shave. You would just be, you would just be Pappy Van Winkle, right? Because you could not allocate any cycles to anything else.
Right. Well, you know what my car maintenance regimen needs more than anything else? Plumbing. I need to add plumbing to the list of problems I need to worry about with my automobile.
Yeah, it's not like you have ever experienced anything in the leak department before.
Right. Yeah. So I think like having this sort of thing, you're right, is the perfect rental of like, I'm going to enjoy it, and now it's your problem. Thank you very much.
Hey, that's the grandkids, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I fed them donuts in the morning and gave them back that evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, don't get mad because I put in the cheat code for life.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Somehow I had a game genie that plugged into my brain, I guess. I don't know. No, but yeah, I think that's awesome that you can share like such like awesome like vehicle based stuff with your kids. Like, I think that there's so many times where like we feel confined to like the cars we have or like what we see other people do, and like just being able to like rent a van and just camp for a couple days and just like do stuff that way. That's awesome. And just, yeah, it's great that you have the ability to do that. You're very lucky, and you're very lucky that you have a family that enjoys doing that with you, because I know you dig it. Yeah. And your kids obviously do. Jenny does, you guys all love like the scenery, hitting those parks and all that stuff. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I really love that.
Super, super fun. Everyone had a great time.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. So yeah, we used Wander vans.
Okay.
So,
let's pull up their site. Yeah.
They were really good.
It looks like a national chain. Okay.
It is, but they only have like a handful of places. So it's like a little like franchise sort of situation. So they have some, I think, in Idaho. Where else were they?
Oh yeah, you got the large, buddy, huh? Okay.
Had to get the large. Also, you realize that if you are going to be in it for a few days, you're sizing up the cost of the large versus like everyone being stacked on top of each other constantly. Yeah. Look at that. Interior height 6'6". I'd have headroom. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice.
That's really cool. Double tier queen beds. Yeah. That's awesome.
A little foot pump sink.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, like you're out on a boat almost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, some built-in like mosquito netting and stuff like that.
They were like magnetic, so you would prop the doors open and then like clink, 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 do the magnets or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, they were super easy. It was super easy to drive, and yeah, It worked great for 4 people.
Nice, dude. Nice. What do you guys typically do for like showers and stuff like that? Like you're at a campground that has facilities usually?
Yes. Okay. So this is another big subject. So in a lot of areas, so Jackie and Jeff, who we did
Oh yeah.
they had the van that we did the Wes Anderson video with.
Yeah.
All those years ago. They would boondock. So when you just like camp at a like a scenic overlook or on the side of the road or whatever, that's called boondocking.
Okay.
And that's a thing in the West that you can do pretty much anywhere, in like national forest and all that sort of stuff. In the Midwest, it's a different attitude about it, and Jenny was looking into it, and you can't really do that. So we ended up getting campsites at mostly state parks while we were doing this adventure, because and every place that we went to had, I think barring one place, had showers that we could use and stuff like that. So
cool.
So that was helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Having a hot shower, like when you're out on something like that is a thing that absolutely keeps you going. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, especially, and we have 2, again, nearly feral children. So being able to hose them down every once in a while is pretty necessary.
What do you think? Like, what was peak messiness on this trip?
Oh, last night we were at the beach on Lake Superior, and Lake Superior was like really calm, and so they were all like splashing around, and this is like the first sand beach we've seen.
Okay.
And they had their shirts off and were going into the water, getting soaked, and then coming out and then pretending to be sea turtles in the sand. So they were just head to toe sand. And then again, it was 1,000,000% humidity. So like they're not like drying off and then you can just wipe the sand off. Like it was stuck to them.
they were like a breaded chicken cutlet. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, a few weeks ago, I don't know what our oldest was digging. Nika was digging in the backyard of my parents' house and found some sort of patch of dirt that like stained his hands.
Oh.
And his hands have looked dirty for like 3 weeks.
Oh my God. I think your dad has crude oil in the back of his yard.
Don't know what it was, but it was like he could not get it off. It was insane.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
The next question is, why was he digging with his bare hands? There's a garage full of shovels over there. Great question, Dave. Glad you asked. I don't know.
I just chalk it up to being he's 9 or 10 now. 10. I just chalk it up to being a 10-year-old kid. Yeah. Right. But you're exactly right. There has to be so many of those moments where it's like, well, why didn't you just like how many sentences start?
I rub
with that?
my temples a lot. I'm just like, what? Why?
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be dented in on the sides.
Yeah.
You'd have 2 bald spots for rubbing your temples. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey. Now, good on you for getting the kids out in a van and camping and seeing that stuff, man. That's rad as hell. You know?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
I also did this very Instagram ready pose everywhere we went. I just threw open the doors and pose with my coffee cup.
Yes. Yeah. You had your coffee cup. You were doing your pose. Nice. Yeah. You had like a fan just off camera blowing your hair and your plumage. Yeah. Nice, buddy. Well, cool.
That picture's hilarious.
I know, right? Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. So highly recommend doing that.
Nice. Wander vans. There you go. Nice, dude. Okay. Yeah. What else? Next, Ian. Next.
Let's look at some pets in cars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking of animals in cars, your children and others. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Our dear buddy Nate sent in, he sent in pictures of him, his partner, and their dog Coda. And it's just, just send us pics of your pets and cars because I cannot get enough of it. It makes my whole day. So yeah, here you go. Here's Nate and his partner and Coda in the back, giving him the mean mug from the back seat. Yeah. Like, dude. Oh, that's family, man. I love it so much. It makes me so happy to see this. Like, yeah.
The expression on that dog is how I feel every time I'm asked to pose for a picture.
It is. Yeah, yes. Yeah, every time I'm like, okay, I have an idea for a video. Stand here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have that picture. Remember when we did the Denver Auto Show forever ago and they had that green screen and like a longboard? Mm-hmm. And I made you stand on it and take a picture. That is... I gotta find that because that is like your exact... Oh, man, I'm going to look right now. Green screen. Oh man, why won't it? It'll find. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is it. There you go. That's That's exactly it. Look at that. Yeah, boom. Yeah, camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah.
Yes. But
it's
Ian,
the same picture.
You've never been lucky enough to ride in the back of Nate's M5 V10. So, he says that normally they take his partner's car. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But they take his partner's car. And so it's a rare occasion that Coda puts hair in his BMW M5. But yes.
Great.
So
that's very cute.
Dude, amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Keep stuff like this coming, man, because it's so great. So yeah, if you have pictures of you and your pets or your pets in the cars, send them to us 720-515-1391. You can email them apexadjacent@gmail.com. Just, yeah, it brightens my whole day. So absolutely. Thank you, Nate. Thank you so much for sharing. Your dog is effing adorable and you guys look fantastic. So yeah, right? Yeah. So there you go. So pets and cars.
I do want to talk about one other thing that is not as fun, but as you know, the team at High Plains.
Oh, yes.
The team at High Plains is amazing. They're always super professional. The whole Glenn and the whole crew is great. One member of their team got a diagnosis of liver cancer. And so Glenn helped set up a GoFundMe for him and his family. So if you've ever done a track day at High Plains or even just, you know how important it is to have a well-run race facility.
Yeah.
If you could kick them a few bucks, that would be fantastic. It's one of it's the guy who runs the corner worker crew.
Yep.
There got a diagnosis of liver cancer. Shane at High Plains. We've donated. I encourage everyone else to donate. I would fight anybody about I think if you help make sure that I get out of a car that's on fire,
yes,
I'm gonna be kind of ride or die for you, and so I am all for anything that helps everyone at High Plains because those guys are the best.
They are fantastic. They take everyone's safety as an absolute top priority. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like there is no dickery. There's no favoritism. You never feel like there's like ambiguity as far as like what you should be doing versus what they told you to do. And like they do a lot to build people's confidence that they do have a safe facility by the way that they execute and present things. And it's fantastic.
Well, and that is not nothing because I think I know I've been to other tracks where it seems very loosey goosey, and they're like, well, we're figuring it out here, whatever.
Yeah.
And that you always get the impression there that they have their shit together. That is
Yeah.
how they present things, right? We're doing a lot with not a lot of resources,
Right.
but we have our stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like they're like the power trio that has their shit nailed. Like they've made amazing albums, right? Like, it's dedication, persistence, true like love for what they're doing. That's the kind of stuff that they're bringing to the table at High Plains for sure. Yeah. So we'll put a link in our YouTube description for this. We put it on our YouTube stories or our Instagram stories and Twitter and Blue Sky. But yeah, so check the link in the YouTube description. Kick Shane a few dollars if you can, because it makes a huge difference. And on top of that, they do provide healthcare for the employees at High Plains Raceway. So it should be known that this is not some facility that like exploits people and just like, has them working for cash or anything like that. Like they have a proper healthcare plan, but unfortunately, when somebody goes through something like this in their life, there are a billion other expenses that health insurance does not cover that, honestly, a little bit of money can just make things go away for people in a tough situation. And so if you want to help take some stress off, ease things, this is one way you can help. And then if you can't help, totally get it. Just throw a retweet or share the link out there if you can. Feel free to point people to this, this episode and this part of the episode if you want. So I'll put a link to it also in the YouTube description of like a link that you can share that jumps straight to this part. So they don't have to deal with us talking about Ian's facial hair for 20 minutes, Yeah. So automotive enthusiasts, automotive community, we care deeply about it because not only is it something that we love to be part of, but it's something that we love to see the way that the automotive community comes together. We love to see the way that people come together in general. Like you and I, Ian, we have personal experience of just complete strangers helping us out in the lemons pits, right? Yeah, helping other people just because, right? And so it's just, I'm very thankful that we have the ability to share something like this and to donate. And I absolutely best of luck to Shane in his battle with cancer here. So liver cancer is never good, folks. Never good. So yeah. Yep.
Well, I want to see what else we have. You have an article over here that I am very curious about.
Yeah. On to another topic, right? Like, this is it's tough to right? Yeah, segue. But so being automotive enthusiasts, being IT folks, right? We love our computers, we love our bleep bloops, Ian. And sometimes there's weird shit that happens in the corners of our community, right? This specific is happened within the BeamNG community. So are you familiar with BeamNG, Ian?
No.
Okay, so BeamNG is here, I'll pull it up. You've seen a million screenshots and videos from it. Let's see here. BeamNG Drive. Oh, that's because it's not a URL, Dave. BeamNG. It is a driving simulator that has insane physics simulation. Okay. It's got that whole soft body physics, right?
Yes. Okay, I've seen clips and stuff from this. Yes.
Right. People put up those videos of like, here's what it's like to make this jump on with Earth gravity, with that kind of stuff, or like how heavy of a car can clear this canyon, Right. And so they'll do videos like that. So BeamNG, I have it. I haven't played it much, but it has kids go nuts for it because it's like destruction derby, but like it's all very satisfying, crunchy physics and stuff, right? And it's just a fantastic weird game. They have a Reliant Robin as one of their stock cars. So how can you not like a game like that, right? Yeah, and so so this came by way of the Drive, and the Drive here. I'll did I copy that article URL? I think I did. Our buddy Peter Holderith, or no, James Gilboy put up this article. We interviewed him about his drive across Australia, in a Kia EV. But so hackers exploited BeamNG to pull off a massive Disney data breach. Okay, like they pulled 1.1 terabytes of Disney proprietary data off of someone's computer. So here's what happened. People found out that this Disney person was also a big BeamNG fan. They made a specific mod that he would want to use and put it out in the community, right? BeamNG it thrives on user mods. Right on their homepage, they have browse community mods. So this hacking group, hacking individual, whatever it is, whoever they are, they put up a mod, right, that had some malware in it. This person who works for Disney installed it. They allude to something in the article that James and PC Mag also has an extended version of this article, or they wrote an article about it. And they said that there was some kind of secondary hacking technique used once the malware was installed, probably some kind of Windows exploit. But this person had the Disney Slack channels open on their personal machine. And so through BeamNG driving sim, through a community mod, they hacked and pulled 1.1 terabytes of data, including tons of information about Disney video games, Disney digital assets, all kinds of internal communications, all kinds of stuff. And they said it was like in retaliation to all kinds of weird stuff, like shutting down Club Penguin in 2017. And just like very like, I don't know, 4chan-y kind of internet reasons.
What's Club Penguin?
It's this like game thing that like people were obsessed with. And I think it's kind of similar to Neopets, but like different.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as like how much it hooked the culture and stuff like that. They also said that like it was in protest to like Disney trying to get people's likenesses for their, in perpetuity and, all that kind of stuff. So like this, like, I don't know, this altruistic apparently sense, but like, I don't know. So like hacktivism is a thing, like us in IT, like we're aware of it. Like we have seen this play out a whole bunch of times, but there's real consequences to this. Like besides just Disney data getting out there, like an employee is responsible and they're like, their life is a lot worse now because this happened. Should they have been running Slack on their personal computer? Probably not, but like stuff gets blended in all these remote work environments anyway. But for the love of God, like somebody's life is actually really messed up because of this. And I mean, all for like Disney fucking data, like, so it's a very weird thing that like.
That's pretty wild though.
Is that insane?
To target somebody like that.
Yeah. So like when you check on an Android device, allow apps from unsigned sources and stuff like that, right? Because you want to run that APK file that somebody shared with you that's good, right? Like this is the kind of shit that can work its way in. And it's wild. Malware gets through signed stuff in app stores sometimes, So yeah. Right? Yeah.
It does go to show you though, like, because it used to be, and I think some people still operate with this as their kind of like, as the assumption that like, that hackers were casting a really wide net, that that you could, I think we've sort of passed the point where you're going to sort of accidentally become the target of a hacker.
Right.
Right. Where like a lot of this stuff is much more targeted now, either towards a specific device type, where you're talking
Yep.
about the IP attacks, like there's so many of those now,
Yep.
or like specific people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason that phishing has really kind of evolved to what we call spear phishing, in
Right.
IT, right?
Mhm.
Because it is really targeted, like as an email admin, back in the day, I could see exactly what was happening when somebody would get someone else's user ID and password. When somebody would respond or their password would be out there, the first thing that would happen would be our global address list would get exported, right? And from there, they have the names and titles and phone numbers of everybody to start like social engineering campaigns, right? It's so crazy. And I think that it's one of those things where like it requires resources to pull off a successful attack. And so they're not going to devote resources to things that don't have the likelihood of having high reward and a higher success rate. Right. And so it is honestly just economics, because unfortunately, this is a workplace for a lot of folks, right? Like it is a quasi kind of workplace, manufacturing malware and like all this kind of stuff. Like there's a whole industry around it. Right. And yeah, it's wild. It's crazy to see this play out in a thing that like somehow hooks in a weird video game driving sim, right? Where people just love going crash, right? Like, what was the mod? That's what I want to know. What was the mod that hooked? Right? Was it like Aladdin's rug that you could drive? What? Yeah.
Right.
Was it an Iron Man suit?
It's going to be something that's going to be really hard for that person to explain.
Right. Yeah. Reed Richards' Fantastic Four, like weird flying car thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't
know. Put boobs on my Mini Cooper.
You know what? Yeah, it could absolutely be something weird like that too. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. So also this person.
That's not gonna be a fun meeting.
No, the person that fell victim to this, they found it going on and they stopped it after it had already transferred 1.1 terabytes of data. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How much fits on a Blu-ray? Is it like 40 or 60 gigs, something like that? Like in its highest capacity? Yeah. See, I'm so far removed from like physical media these days, but like, yeah, I mean, 1.1 terabytes is still a big hard drive,
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's not an entry-level MacBook Pro. That's like 3 upgrades in a MacBook Pro for the storage.
Well, I mean, and it sounds like that's several hacks. I mean, that's several layers, because to exfiltrate data through Slack.
Yeah. Right?
Is pretty crazy as well.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, crazy. Just weird stuff. So be careful loading community mods, everybody. Make sure you're not running your company Slack on the same computer or Microsoft Teams or anything like that on a personal device where you are installing like community mods or, software like that, because you never know. You never know.
That's a good point.
Right?
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. I have, I mean, that's the whole reason I have, that over there and this over here, But then again, I have this laptop here. There's Teams and Outlook on that, but yeah. Yeah,
I don't cross the streams really. I try. I don't.
You're a bit more of a special case that we can't really get into, but yes.
I'm pretty good about not crossing the streams.
But. Yeah. For good reason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's wild. It's wild. Crazy shit happens out there, man. So there you go. Yeah.
Dave, should we wrap it up with a little album of the week?
I would love to hear your album of the week. I'm intrigued because you were backing out of this one initially. I don't know what it is, but you said I won't like the album cover. I'm
not sure if you're going to like this album cover.
Unless it's just a picture of a clown,
no, it's not a clown, but I don't know if you're gonna like it.
Huh.
So anyway, this is actually I was talking with my niece about this
Okay.
um, the other week. She's getting really into Velvet Underground, which is
Mm.
big, obviously seminal rock band. And we were talking about like the Lou Reed kind of solo stuff. I was like, well, hey, have you ever listened to John Cale's solo stuff? Because John Cale is sort of the other songwriter in Velvet Underground. And she hadn't, and so I recommended highly his first solo record, and it got me thinking about it. And then I've been listening to it again lately. It's called Vintage Violence, and it's just great. It's a great like
Oh
early
yeah.
indie rock record. Yeah,
Oh,
and I just for whatever reason I just thought like, oh, I remembered it's got a very iconic album cover, but it is a little bit creepy, and its
yeah.
face is sort of like half covered with like a clear sort of face mask sort of
Yeah, like a
situation. I was
weird
like,
like
well, I don't think Dave's gonna enjoy that.
yeah. Yeah, that's a little upsetting. Yeah, it's like a weird like polycarbonate like mask, clear
Yeah,
mask. Yeah.
I told you you told me to keep going with it.
Well, I
So
wanted to see it. I wanted to see it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Vintage violence. All right. And
Give my
that's this
boy,
week's show. No.
and I'm gonna give my boy nightmares.
Okay. Give me a, if this is your kind of thing and you're maybe not like you've never dipped into the Velvet Underground, what's some stuff that like people could be listening to nowadays that they like that maybe they just haven't dug into like the tissue of getting to this? Like, yeah, that why somebody that would like vintage violence.
I think if you like sort of post Kid A Radiohead, sort of like
Okay.
more like art rock sort of stuff, you'll like this. If you like Sufjan Stevens, you'll definitely like this. If you
Oh, okay.
like Grizzly Bear, if you like Grizzly Bear, I think Grizzly Bear, you can definitely draw a straight line from them back to this record.
Okay.
Yeah, so that sort of stuff.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Nice, man. Nice.
But
Okay.
yeah, this record's fantastic, and all John Cale's solo stuff is great.
Nice. Right on, dude. Yeah. Links will to Apple Music and to Spotify will be in the show notes for sure in the YouTube description. Nice, dude. Well, I'm just gonna put it on our two faces so I don't see that weird face. Yeah. Yeah, here. Oh, no, turn the other way. In the YouTube stream, we were almost doing like the family portrait back to back. Yeah, yeah. And then here, I'll spoon you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah. Nice.
Dave, I think we done did a car show. What do you think?
We did. We talked about cars. We talked about weird hacks. Send us your pets in cars, 720-515-1391. Send us vanity plates, stuff like that. We got some stuff in the hopper that I'm excited about. So, yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you. We love you. Goodbye.